and welcome back to my channel. My name is Barfin. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I specialize in oncology and lymphedema. In this video, I will show you how to do self-lymphatic drainage for head and neck swelling, especially after radiation for head and neck cancers. Swelling in the neck and head region is very common after radiation for head and neck cancers. So with lymphatic drainage, we're going to help move that fluid from the congested areas to the healthy lymph nodes, so that way we can return that fluid back into our circulation. Manual lymphatic drainage is a very gentle technique that requires skin-on-skin contact. We're going to be using gentle pressure, just enough for us to be able to stretch the skin so that we can stimulate the superficial lymphatic system that's located right under the skin. So for that reason, it's best and also most effective when it's done on bare skin without using any lotions or oils. If you have any surgical scars in this area or have trach in place, the specific pathway for lymphatic drainage may be different for you. So I would highly recommend seeing and working with a certified lymphedema therapist so they can modify the drainage based on what will work for you. Additionally, lymphatic drainage is generally a safe technique. However, depending on what other medical conditions you have, it may not be safe for you. I will include a list of contraindications in the description box below, so please read it carefully before you start this routine, and also always check with your doctor and get their clearance first before you start lymphatic drainage. We're going to start with trunk decongestion first. Since we're going to be bringing all this fluid down towards our healthy lymph nodes located in the armpit, we do want to clear this area first in order to create more room for the fluid that's coming down. We're going to start at the neck and stimulate the nodes here. So I'm going to put this part of my hand right over my collarbone, and the direction of the stretch is back and out, and then we'll release the skin so it can bounce back. So we're not pulling the skin back to the starting position. So stretching the skin back towards the back of the shoulder, out towards the head of the shoulder, and then release it. We're going to do this about 7 to 10 times. And we're going to repeat it on the other side as well. Next, we're going to do deep breathing. We're going to be breathing with our belly. So when we're breathing in through our nose, we're going to expand our belly into our hands, and when we're breathing out through the mouth, we're gonna pull our stomach in. We're gonna repeat this 7 to 10 times as well. Next, we're gonna stimulate the nodes in the armpit. For this one, you can either put your hand behind your neck in order to access this area, or you can also rest it right on your hip. So we're gonna go ahead and put our hand right under the armpit, and we're gonna stretch the skin back and up and release. So we're going in this direction, stretching the skin back, up, and release. Again, we're not pulling the skin back like that. We're gonna do 7 to 10 times as well. And we're gonna repeat it on the other side as well. And next, we're gonna work on the side of the trunk. We're sort of at the brow line. Hand placement is the same. You can either stay here or bring your hand down. The direction of the stretch is the same. We're gonna stretch the skin back and up towards the armpit. Seven to 10 times here as well. It's a little difficult to demonstrate it over clothing, but you're gonna be able to do this more effectively when you're doing it on your skin. So back and up, and after 7 to 10 times on this side, we're gonna switch and repeat it on the other side as well. Next, we're going to work on the chest and divide this area into lower chest, mid chest, and upper chest. For the lower chest, the hand placement is right above the nipple, fingers facing towards the side of the trunk, and the direction of the stretch will be up and out, and then we'll release the skin so it can bounce back. So we're going to stretch it up, out, and release. This is 7 to 10 times as well. And then we're gonna move up just a little bit, so we're working on the mid chest. The direction is the same, stretching the skin up, out, and then we're releasing it. Same thing here. 7 to 10 repetitions, and make sure you're using your entire hand instead of just using the pads of your fingers. And we're going to move up a little bit more. For the upper chest, we're right over collarbone, index finger lining up with it, and the direction is the same, up and out. Stretch the skin up towards the neck, out towards the armpit, and release it. The same thing here, 7 to 10 repetitions. And we're gonna do everything on this side. Everything is 7 to 10 times as well. And for the last step, for the trunk decongestion, we're gonna go back to the first step. So we're working on the neck, stretching the skin back, out, and release it so it can bounce back. Again, we're doing 7 to 10 times. After you're done with this side, don't forget to do the other side as well. Next, we're gonna move into the neck and head region. We're gonna start with the back of our neck, putting both hands in the back so that our fingers are meeting in the middle. With this one, the direction is forward towards the front of the neck, stretching the skin down, and we'll release it. So front, down, and release. We're gonna do this about 30 times. If you don't have a lot of swelling in the back of your neck, you can also do this one 7 to 10 reps. But if you do have swelling, you can spend a little bit more time here and do about 30 repetitions. Next, we're gonna work on the side of the neck. So hand placement is right below the ear on both sides. And we're gonna stretch the skin back and down and release. Again, if you have swelling here, I would recommend doing 30 times. For the purpose of this video, I will do about 10 times, but feel free to spend more time here. Next, we're gonna work on the front of the neck. You can use your right or left hand, it doesn't matter so much. The direction of the stretch doesn't matter as well. You can stretch it towards the right or the left as long as we're going down. So I'm gonna use my left hand because that's my dominant side, and I'm gonna go ahead and stretch the skin towards the right side and down. Again, do this about 30 times, and you can also switch hands and use your other hand as well. So I'm stretching the skin to the side and down. If you have a long neck, you can start lower and then work on the higher neck. So you can absolutely split into 2 segments. Next, we're gonna do a technique that's called milking. We're still working in the same area in front of the neck. If you have a scar that expands from one side to the other in front of your neck, or you have a trach in place, don't do this technique, just move on to the next one. But for this one, we're gonna use this part of our hand and place it right in front of our neck in the center. Again, if you have a long neck, you can start working on the lower neck first and move up to the higher neck. But with this one, our direction is gonna be going in and down as if you're milking a cow, or you can also think about like dolphin motion or scooping almost. This area may be a little sensitive, so just make sure you're not applying a lot of pressure. As long as you're feeling your skin stretching and you don't feel pain, you're pretty much doing it correctly. You can do this one about 30 times as well. And again, if you have a long neck, just work on the higher neck as well. Next, we're gonna work on the jaw and place our hands on our ears with 2 fingers in the front, 2 fingers in the back of the ears. And the direction of the pull will be down towards the neck and back towards the back of the head, and we'll release so the skin can bounce back, down and back. We'll also do this about 30 times. And we're gonna do the face next and place both hands on our cheeks. Just make sure you're relatively covering the entire surface area. The direction of the stretch is gonna be down and out towards the ears, and release so the skin can bounce back, down and out. Again, we're also doing this about 30 times. You can also do one side at a time. Again, 30 times here as well. And then we're gonna trace our steps back, so we're going in reverse. So starting here again, another 30 reps on the cheeks. The direction is stretching the skin down and back towards the ears. 30 times. Jaws, ears next. So 2 fingers in the front, 2 fingers in the back. Pull the skin down, back, and release. 30 times here. Next, we're gonna do the milking. The pressure is in and down. Again, if you have a surgical scar or trach, just skip this step and just do the anterior neck. Again, you're doing everything, every step for 30 repetitions. And we're gonna do the side of the neck, stretching back and down. "30 times here." And we're gonna go back to the back of the neck, stretching the skin towards the front and down. And we're gonna go back to the neck, stretch it back, out, and release. We're back to doing 7 to 10 repetitions. Since most people don't have swelling in this region, we don't need to spend a lot of time here, but if you do have swelling, feel free to do 30 reps. Next is working on the upper chest, so the direction of the stretch is up, out, and release. Seven to 10 reps here as well. Move your hand down a little bit so you're working on mid-chest. The direction is the same, up and out. 7 to 10 reps here as well. And then we're gonna work on the lower chest right above the nipple. Direction is the same, up and out. And we're doing this also 7 to 10 times. Next, we're gonna do the side of the chest. So we're at the brow line, stretching the skin back and up towards the armpit. Seven to 10 times here as well. We're gonna go back to the armpit, stretching it back and up. Don't forget to do these on the opposite side as well. And then we're gonna go back to diaphragmatic breathing. We're gonna breathe about 8 to 10 times. Don't forget to expand your belly when you're breathing in. And then pull it in when you're breathing out. And we'll end at the neck, again stretching it back and out 7 to 10 times. And we'll do it on both sides. So that was a full drainage for head and neck lymphedema. If you're someone who has arthritis and is not able to open your hand to perform this technique, you can also make a fist and use the back of your hand to stretch the skin. Just make sure you're using gentle pressure, but just enough to be able to stretch your skin. Or you can also roll up a towel and do it this way, whichever works for you, whichever is more comfortable. But other than that, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in a different video.